Hello, my name is Andrew Brown, and today I will be presenting on Louise Thaden. Thaden was an early aviation pioneer and got her introduction to flying while she was working in Bentonville, Arkansas, and she was introduced to Walter Beach of the Travel Air Company. Mr. Beach decided he would hire Louise to help sell his Travel Air airplanes. Due to her good looks and business acumen, he thought that she would be a great addition to their company. In 1928, Thaden was one of a handful of women at the time to get a pilot's license, and it was actually signed by Orville Wright. Louise Thaden wanted to break the female altitude record of 17,000 feet and continue higher, and she did this shortly after attaining her pilot's license in 1928. She reached a confirmed altitude of 20,260 feet in an open cockpit, travel air. She went on to claim many more records, including endurance and distance records, along with speed records attained during air races that she competed in. This is her pilot's license, and down in the left-hand corner, you can see that it is signed by Orville Wright. The Women's Air Derby of 1929 was one of the air races that she competed in. The newspapers called it the Powder Puff Derby because at the time they did not believe that women were capable or true pilots. Louise Thaden flew a Travel Air in this air race. During the race, there were claims that people against the idea of women flying sabotaging multiple airplanes at a stopover location early in the race. There were fuel issues, electrical issues, and many other issues that women were having with their airplanes, and they all believed it to be due to this sabotage. She and others got lost during the race, some crashed, and one woman actually died. 9 days and 2,800 miles later, she won the air race, beating Amelia Earhart and other prominent female aviators of the day. She won $4,600, which in today's money is equivalent to approximately $75,000. Another air race she competed in was the Bendix Transcontinental Air Race of 1936. Olive Ann Beach, the wife of Walter Beach, invited Thaden to pilot a Beechcraft Staggerwing in the Bendix Air Race. After much consideration, she accepted the offer. Because of the air race's conditions, aircraft being very close together, and the fact that there was only a very limited number of fuel stops that you could make and still be competitive in the race, she did not really feel that the race was one that she would want to compete in, but she was convinced otherwise and ended up competing in it. She and her navigator flew from Brooklyn, New York to Los Angeles, California in 14 hours and 55 minutes with one fuel stop in Wichita, Kansas. She won the race, beating military pilots in their military aircraft, and she beat Earhart again in her Lockheed Vega, which was at the time considered to be a very fast, capable, and expensive airplane. Thaden won over $9,000, which is equivalent to almost $200,000 today. She left her mark on aviation as one of the little-known female aviation pioneers. That is also a very important female aviation pioneer. This is the Bendix Trophy up in the top shelf right there in the picture that I actually took, along with that previous picture of her pilot's license, which you can see again is located in the left middle of the screen. Down in the bottom right corner is the Women's Air Derby trophy that she won, and I think that this picture kind of sums up her aviation career, not in totality, but some of her most important achievements. Her later impact in aviation was her continued flying for Beechcraft as a demonstration pilot. And then she went on to fly for Relief Wings, which was an organization that provided relief during World War II. In Tullahoma, Tennessee, she helped found the Staggerwing Museum, which later became the Beechcraft Heritage Museum. The Staggerwing Club in Tullahoma was having a conference and invited her to be a speaker. And at the conference, she stated that if they were to create a museum, that she would donate her memorabilia and important aviation artifacts to their museum. And when they did create a museum, she did donate her memorabilia. And now it is the Beechcraft Heritage Museum after it expanded to include many more aircraft other than just Beechcraft Staggerwings. It's a very cool museum located in Tullahoma, Tennessee, and it's actually on the airport. So if you get a chance to fly into Tullahoma, you can taxi over there and make a quick visit. And honestly, it's one that you must do. These are some of my references. I used the 99's website, the Air and Space Smithsonian Institution collection, and Fly Girls by Keith O'Brien. Thank you all for listening to my presentation on Louise Thaden, and hopefully it was very informative.